JJ McCarthy is due to be one of the biggest picks in the 2024 NFL draft. And while he's had an incredible season on the field, there's something that he engages in just before each and every game that helps him boost his mental performance and well-being. And there's also other world-class athletes that also engage in this mental practice. People such as Steph Curry, LeBron James, Erling Haaland, Patrick Mahomes, and even the late, great Kobe Bryant all have said that they use this mental practice. So can you guess what it is? Yep. It's meditation. And so in today's video, we're going to explore reasons as to why the best athletes are doing meditation. And I'm not going to go into too deep a detail in this video about how to get started because I've covered all of that in a much deeper dive in a previous video. So you can head over to that when you're ready to watch. But before we get going, be sure to hit the like button if you get any value from this video. Click the subscribe to this channel if you want to follow along, and also hit the bell if you want to be one of the very first people to get notified when a new video comes out. Thank you so much. But quite simply, meditation is the practice of noticing where our attention is at. And personally, I've used meditation for not only my own sporting performance, but my personal well-being as well. It's been one of the biggest game changers in my life and is a large part as to why this channel exists and also the work that I'm doing. And while it gets confused very easily with mindfulness, meditation is the actual skill and practice that you're doing in order to create a more mindful mind. Think of it as improving the quality of your mind. When you go to the gym, lift weights, run, you're working out your body to improve the quality of your physical attributes. Whereas meditation is essentially a work inward to help you improve the quality of your mind. So let's get into these reasons as to why these elite athletes are using meditation. And I'm going to leave a full list of all the studies and references that help support these reasons in the description of this video. So first off is number one, getting in the zone. Meditation is the practice of being in the moment, in the here and now. And when we're in the zone, that is exactly what we're doing. And we describe it as flow. And if you want to check out a little bit more about flow, I've done a previous video on that as well. But meditation helps us access these states on a more regular basis. The more time we spend practicing meditation, the more time we practice being present and in the moment. We don't spend time in the past, we don't spend time in the future. The more we regularly practice it, we get to focus on what is in the here and now. And this regular practice helps us move to number two, which is focus. Meditation is all about placing your attention on an object of focus. That can be anything from the breath to an object, a sound, maybe even a sensation in the body. And half of the practice is just simply noticing where our focus is at any time, how it's moved from place to place and where we wish to place it again. And it also allows us to look at our focus in a much finer detail. So if we think about this in a sporting context, instead of focusing on a tennis ball coming towards you that you have to hit back over the net, you're actually focusing on the writing of the ball. You're going into far deeper detail of that focus. And once we've been able to create this element of focus and harness that skill through meditation, we can then move on to another reason as to why we do it, which is number three, improving our attention and concentration. And if you're like most human beings on Earth, you'll recognize that our ability to find moments of deep concentration are becoming more and more limited. Yet meditation allows us to focus in and on and maintain these levels of concentration. It allows us to manage our ability to notice distractions, whether that's both externally or internally. And all of these distractions knock us away from our attention and focus, and that stops us from concentrating. And when we meditate, we strengthen our ability to notice when our attention has been taken away from our main focus and what we were meant to be concentrating on, and we can draw it back to that focus and stay on task. And the more times that we do that, the deeper our concentration becomes. Otherwise, we just get lost in distraction and we're forever constantly battling with all of those distractions and lose our concentration immediately. That moves us on to number four, which is staying calm under pressure. A big part of being able to perform under pressure is noticing where your attention is at. And I've spoken about it before, how I lost my cool under pressure in my professional debut. And a lot of people think that meditation helps clear your mind, when the reality is very different. When you're under pressure, there are many different thoughts going on, and especially emotions that come along with them. For example, let's say you're about to take a penalty shootout in a really important match. You might have the thoughts of what your coaches think of you, what your teammates think of you, what the fans will say, maybe all of the anxieties of a negative outcome that could possibly happen. But what is important is how you execute your game plan and execute your skill in order to try and score that goal. And so meditation helps you train your mind in order to understand these emotions and understand where these thoughts come from and what happens to them, and allows you to move through them and work towards the ones that are important rather than the ones that aren't. But an untrained mind not using meditation wouldn't be able to do that. You'll constantly be lost in the negative thoughts and outcomes and possibly see your performance decrease. And that moves us on to number 5, reduced anger. Meditation not only allows us to view our thoughts, but understand the emotions that come along with them. And for a lot of us, that could be anger that comes along as an unhelpful emotion that allows us to act in a way that we don't really want to. And this emotional reaction that we create can leave us looking back on moments with regret and wishing we'd done something different. But meditation allows us to create something what's called the mindfulness gap. And it's the space between where we respond rather than react to a situation. Think about a moment when you've acted emotionally. Usually what happens is you've allowed your emotional brain to take over a situation, react in a certain way, and then later on, when you've calmed down, your logical brain turns up and says, "What the hell happened there?" That can lead to you maybe regretting the situation, ruminating on what happened, and sometimes even depression and anxiety. And a great way to look at this is how famous psychiatrist Dr. Steve Peters explains the emotional brain in his book, The Chimp Paradox. He calls the emotional brain our chimp and the logical brain our human. And while many people think about trying to get rid of the chimp, he talks about trying to manage it better. And the way you can think about it is meditation is a great way of building a quality of mind that kind of builds in this management system of the chimp. And if you can practice getting to know your chimp and understanding it, then you can learn how to manage it better. And meditation allows you to explore your mind, improve that quality of mind so that you'll find yourself not getting angry or emotional and reacting in certain ways that you regret and possibly decreasing your performance. And soon you'll be able to respond in a more logical and tactical manner that helps you increase your performance. And this emotional regulation moves us on to number 6, improved well-being. As a general, a lot of athletes' thinking is done far away from the games and the field. And one of the worst things that you can do as an athlete is what's called ruminate. Rumination is one of the leading causes as to huge amounts of anxiety and depression in athletes, and it's where we spend a lot of time going over and over the thoughts, especially negative beliefs that go along with them. But the regular practice of meditation is incredibly powerful at being able to understand and disassociate from those thoughts, and rather than seeing them as us and our identity, we disassociate from them and we see them as something that is merely happening to us. And when you practice meditation, you gain benefits such as being able to detach from your ego, that is a large cause for all of the pain and rumination that happens through our experiences. But also the calming of our nervous system really does help our overall well-being. And from a performance point of view, when we spend less time ruminating on our experiences and especially the negative energy that comes along with them, we don't drain ourselves of all the valuable mental resources that we need in order to put into a performance. So if we're able to reduce the amount of time we ruminate, we can actually increase the amount of time we spend on better performances, and better performances help us feel better about ourselves. And all of these reasons lead into our final one, which is improved performance. Meditation has been found to be one of the greatest ways in which you can tune into your mind-body connection. Meditation isn't just about the mind, it's about tuning into your physical experience as well. And athletes that have better self-awareness, understand their body, their emotions, and where it's at any given time, can learn to make better decisions. And making better decisions helps you increase your performance chances. So when we're integrated more fully as an athlete, then we can put in fuller performances. And if you want to get started with meditation right now, then head over and download the MindStrong Sport app with an ever-growing library of meditations designed specifically with the athlete in mind to help you both on and off the field. You can work through topics such as confidence, anxiety, fear of failure, and even get your game day prep in by using these audio-based meditations. So there you have it. Reasons as to why some of the best athletes in the world are using meditation. And if you want to get started in meditation straight away as an athlete, then you're going to want to watch this video right now.